They're sitting on a couch. It's usually just 2 characters or sometimes 3 characters. And they're always talking and sitting. They're just sitting in a chair. The pacing sucks. There's no style to anything. It's so boring.
From the concrete shores of Arlington, Texas,
This is the Approximate Podcast
with your hosts,
Jamie French
and Orion Quest.
Bitch, you know you indigent.
Gotta get a pack.
Gotta get an indigent
Gotta
package.
get a pack of Tops. What is it? Tops Tobacco. What they have? I think we.
Yeah,
had...
it was Tops. It was
Yeah.
Tops. It was Tops. Some little bottle of shampoo, busted ass toothbrush, powdered toothpaste.
A whole fucking thing of ramen noodles.
Yes.
Absolutely. They had. I remember they had Fritos was a big thing. Having a bag of Frito chips because you put that in the spread. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Approximate Podcast. My name's Jamie French. I'm here with my co-host, Alan Smithy. Alan.
Alan Smithy.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
You motherfucker.
No.
Say hi to the folks.
Say hi to the folks. Just a
Famed
little,
unknown director, Alan Smithy.
just come
You know the
closer.
thing about Alan Smithy, right?
Not a goddamn thing about him.
Alan Smithy is the name that directors would use in movies that they didn't want their actual name used on. When they made a shitty movie, you would use the pseudonym Alan Smithy instead. There's a whole... In fact, it's become so famous that Hollywood actually stopped using Alan Smithy as a pseudonym for bad projects. And there's a whole new name that nobody knows. But over the years... Well, I mean, what it is, you're Alan Smithy.
I'm bad project.
No, you just don't want to put your name on this project.
Oh, that's a wise. That's a wise.
So how's
Shut
everybody
up.
doing?
Shut up. Shut up. The world's reversed.
The tables have turned.
The
Motherfucker.
reversed.
You pulled a whammy on me.
World.
So here's what we're talking about today. It's going to be a short one, but we thought we'd have a little fun with this. We're going to trade jail stories. Oh, Ryan and I have seen our days. We've seen days of trouble in our past.
Yes, we have.
Some of us more recently than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've both spent a little time in the old pokey there, and we thought it'd be neat to just trade a couple stories back and forth to kill a little time for this particular episode. So let's start off with our history. What I want to do is I'm going to ask you, how much jail time have you seen, and does it include prison time? For new
Yes,
listeners, hey, for old listeners of the show, we know a few of these stories. We've told a bit of our history, but for new listeners, what's your experience with the dealing with the man?
I've seen about, if I put it all together, the times that I've been in city or county jail for tickets or whatnot, plus any time that I did with the prison system, I could say, it's kind of fucked up, I could say about 3 years.
3 years total, prison
Yeah.
and jail.
Yeah, the sad news is I was convicted of a felony about 23 years ago.
So how old were you? What tender age were you?
Oh, I was
All of
I was
4 years old.
I was 18.
Oh, 18.
Yeah.
That late in life. You're black. I kid.
Hold on. This
No, wait. How old were you?
goes out
Because
to
I
the
think I might have.
trainees.
No, okay. In all
Everyone's
racial
racist.
fairness, I think I might have gone to jail sooner than you. How old were you?
About 18.
18. About the same time.
Actually-
I'm
no.
jumping the gun.
No,
I'll get
'cause
to my story later.
I
but-
celebrated my 18th birthday at Club Mongo's. It had to be oh my God, it had to be 17.
17.
No, that can't be possible.
No, because you would have been put in a youth.
Yeah,
A youth
I had to be 18.
facility.
Had to be 18. So yeah, but then that was my 21st birthday then.
Oh wow.
Anyway,
What did you do, Ray?
the details of my life are inconsequential, Miss French. But the sad news is, back in the day, we're talking
1963.
We're talking 88, 89. Ann Richards was running. Ann Richards was governor, and there was a lot of
Texas.
lot of criminals.
Well, people might not know where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Of Texas.
There were a lot of criminals and not enough penitentiaries to hold them. So there was a wait. So when I was convicted of the crime, I spent more time in the county jail than I did in the actual.
You
penal
spent more
system.
time in holding, just waiting.
Just waiting to get processed out. Yes.
Okay. Two
I did
things.
what was technically called a turnaround.
Okay, I got two questions. A, are you comfortable telling the folks at home what the crime was? Can you?
They don't need to know.
They don't need to know. There's not even a soft version of it you want to say. I won't put you on blast or anything because I know.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All right.
the views that I'm going to express are not reflective of that of the podcast, and even if they were, fuck off anyway.
Right. No. This is like the Shawshank Redemption. You're red. You're way past your idiot youth. You know, you're a man that people respect and love and love to see in the Shawshank Redemption. So no,
Let's just say back in the day,
Way,
I was
way
a
back.
fucking hellion.
Way back.
I was, oh man, I was.
he's a bad
I
kid.
caused, yeah, worse than you could possibly imagine.
Oh, is that you're putting?
You know. Oh Jesus.
Oh man, dude.
Do you really want me to read the list? The list.
No,
the
I
laundry
just
list?
want you to. I just no. Some shit should be private, and that's okay. We don't have to share every little detail with the audience, but give us a nice kind of movie version of it. Just a nice you round off the edges. What did you do?
I'm gonna try and do this in my best Morgan Freeman. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Hold on, I gotta put about 1,000 freckles on your face.
Let's see. Burglary of a habitation, theft of public services, forgery.
No, wait a minute, because this is interesting. Is this all under one
Yeah.
charge? This
Oh,
is
it's-
this
oh,
was one
it-
night of chaos.
It had no, oh no. This was like I said, I was a hellion. This was all building up to something.
Oh, wow, okay.
something that can only be redeemed with fire. Anyway, what else? We'll just stop there.
Well, and for future, any kind of potential employers, this is all just a bit. We're here to entertain the folks, and we're making up stories.
Anyway, so when I got sentenced, they ran all my crimes concurrent. In other words, they put them all into one big package, and
Said you were a bad kid. We're
Yeah.
gonna make you pay for all of it now.
yeah, but I had a badass attorney, and he was a court appointed attorney.
That's luck of the draw there.
When he first came in, he said, "We can give you 10 years." I said, "You can go back." Then he said, he came back about 2 weeks later. He said, "Okay, this is the best I can get you. I can get you 5 years state, or I can get you 5 years federal." And I was like, "Well, what's the difference between
Yeah.
state and federal?" It's like, well, right now, Ann Richards has got it to where the place is so packed, they want to get people in and out. If you take state, they've got a mandate that states that every 28 days equals a year, especially for those on good behavior. So if you cop to state, you could probably be out within the year. If you choose federal, you do 3/4 of the time. So on 5 years, you're going to do 3.5. I was like, let me think about it state. Anyway,
Right.
thank you. And so I got sentenced to that.
Yeah.
And that leads me to my first story.
So this is where the actual meat of the podcast comes in. And we're talking about our experiences in jail. So now you're
I'm being
in
sentenced,
jail.
and well, actually, there's a guy before me that's being sentenced, and
This is in court.
yes,
Okay.
what happens is you make your pleas, you sign all your paperwork, you make your agreements, and then the judge passes sentence. And my attorney was taking care of me and this other dude. And this other dude, he's slack jawed, laid back, thought he was hot shit. And my attorney basically said, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you 5 years. He's like, 5 years? I can do 5 years. Let's go and get this over with. Start signing paperwork. And I'm nervous. I'm nervous because, I've seen movies, and judges don't need anybody's permission to make a change on any decision. That's why they're called judges. Anyway,
According to movies.
yeah, according to movies, as you will quickly find out, truth is sometimes stranger than fiction.
Oh boy.
Because he calls the guy up and he says, "You plead guilty to these crimes?" And he says, "Yes, I do, Your Honor." He says, "Well, I'm going to go ahead and sentence you to 5 years. You got anything to say to that?" It's like, "Yeah, I do need 5 years on my head." It's like, "Oh, you can? Well, let me give you an extra 5 to knock him down." Bang! Next, dude's face
Holy.
went white.
Holy shit.
I was like, I am fucked.
Oh. Well, just
Which is one of many. Which is
keep
many
your
times
mouth
I-
shut. Is
yeah.
what the lesson learned that
Yeah.
that time? Just keep your fucking mouth
You
shut.
know, in my life through jail, I've said that many a times. I'm fucked, because you can be a good guy or a bad guy or whatever you want to be. You can just be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Anyway, so they escort old Mr. White Sheet out.
Oh boy.
And he got 10 years. The judge called it, slammed it, can't take it back.
Yep.
Of course, according to law, you can fight on appeal. I don't think it would well for him.
Hey, do you know what time of day this was?
Um,
There's a reason I'm asking.
probably in the morning.
Probably in the morning. Okay, that's weird because usually it's a study has been made about judges' decisions and what time of day those decisions happen and how severe their decisions can be based on when they ate as opposed to when they woke up.
Right.
So if you have a judge that hasn't eaten at a certain point during the day, they're going to be a lot more cranky and pass out harsher judgments. And I just thought that was weird. So like, hey, you don't fuck with the judge to begin with. They decide if you're in a position where you're in front of a judge, you're in front of a man or a lady that is deciding your fate. That's you're at the last fucking stop. At that point, you do not fuck around. You do not fuck around. You have zero more room to fuck around in your life, and that's where you don't. And this guy fucked around, and fucking the old judge probably was waiting for his Chinese food, cranky. He knew he had lunch. He's gonna eat fucking lunch with the fucking mayor. He's looking at his clock, and then he gets fucking guff. 10 years. Okay, anyway, sorry. Go ahead. So
Probably went down like that because I was next.
So you approach the bench.
or I stand up.
Yeah, you stand. You got your lawyer.
He gives me I read him my numbers and answer the questions, and I pleaded nolo contendere.
Yeah.
And it says the sentence is going to be 5 years state.
Which, for
Anything
those
else
who are listening, that's Latin for, I'm not saying I'm guilty, but I'm not going to argue with you if you say I'm guilty, is
Right.
basically what that means.
That's pretty much it. And he says, "Do you have anything to say for yourself?" I'm like, "Yes, thank you, Your Honor. May I go? May I go now?" Like, "Yes, you may." Next, and I'm up out of there. So, that's my first story. Okay. I've got an. It continues.
And we're not even in jail yet.
Oh, we're not even in jail yet.
How much time between the gavel and you seeing the inside of a concrete box?
Wow. 2 years.
Oh, wow. You were a free man for 2 years before they hauled you away?
No, I was in county for 2 years.
Oh. So you went from the court to county.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And
County is, I count that as a concrete box.
yeah. And I was told all sorts of stories, and you get a lot of jailhouse attorneys. Yeah, you got lucky number 5. What's lucky number 5? You don't want even numbers like 4 or 6 or something like that. You want 5 or 10.
I love all the law wizards
Yeah.
in county jail that you encounter.
Yeah. Anyway,
And when you're young, it sounds like gospel. You're like, this motherfucker, he's been in trouble. He probably knows what he's talking about. Nobody knows what they're talking about.
It seems that every jail has a mentor or an old dude that
Yeah.
has a story to tell. He gathers all the young bucks around.
Always, his name's always old school.
Yeah. Old man.
The word.
The word. Coach. Oh my gosh. Coach. Anyway, I when they assigned me to a cell, I met an old man, and he asked me.
He was your cellie?
Yeah.
Were you in a pod?
I
How
was
many
in- I was
guys
in a
were
pod.
you? How
It was
many
about
guys?
12 guys.
About 12 Oh,
Yeah.
wow. This
And-
was what, Dallas County?
No, this is Denton.
Denton County.
Yeah.
Never been.
Don't go either.
I trust you.
Yes.
So you're in a pod, 12 guys, and you got the old wise man.
Yeah, and basically, I asked him what to be ready for. He's been down a couple of times, and he said, just the most important thing you need to learn is to do your own time. Don't be doing anybody else's. Don't be worried about anybody. There's a lot of tricks to get you into situations you don't want to be in, but just do your own time. And most people don't know you, so
He was basically telling you to keep out, don't fight,
stay out of trouble.
don't increase your time by fucking around with other
No,
folks.
just be another number,
yeah,
because they don't know what you did.
right.
The only way they know is if they work in administration and see your file, or somebody told them, or you told them. And for all they know, you've got capital murder.
Right.
And they don't want to take a chance messing with a capital murderer,
Right.
And you quickly find out who's deadly and who's not when you're in a community like that.
And you're on your way to federal prison.
No, I'm state.
State. I'm sorry.
yeah.
You
If
know,
I w-
he
if I went
just
to-
said so 5 minutes ago, and I'm not even paying attention. You're on your way to state
Yeah,
prison.
I think if it was federal, the story wouldn't
but
have turned
but
out.
because you're on your way to prison, tell me if Denton works the same way that Dallas or Tarrant County works. You're put with the prison folks. Are you on an upper level for people waiting to go to proper prison?
Yes.
Yeah, so you are with the bad boys. You're
Yeah.
with really bad dudes.
Yeah. When I first got there before the trial, they just put you in Gen Pop because although I had a lot of crimes, they were non-aggravated. So they put me with a bunch of non-aggravated people, bunch of knuckleheads.
But
and
you still
kids.
you still aren't on the list to be trustee. You can't be trustee.
Right. Once I got sentenced, they put me in a pod with people that are preparing to go, and that was when shit got real. This is where I met the word. Anyway, I told him what, for lack of a better phrase, I tried to ask him, how am I going to make this thing as painless as possible? And he says, well, there's two ways you can go. You can go as Gen Pop, or you can go as a trustee. And I was like, what's a trustee? He says,
I thought you weren't able to be trustee because you're going to actual prison.
no. Well, although you're going, you haven't gone yet. What are you going to do between the time you go?
And you have no prior jail time up to
Right,
this point?
right.
Oh, that's why you were able to
2
be
years.
trustee. That's why you were
2
able
years of nothing, you know?
Okay. No, that makes sense.
Anyway,
People with priors that have done jail time before don't get the opportunity to be a trustee.
right. He says what you do is you go to one of the guards, tell them where you want to work, preferably the kitchen, someplace where you have access to a resource like food or something that you can pull out and use for collateral. Get good at something that you can do there, and just basically stay out of trouble. And what will happen is you'll be registered down in the state. Once you get registered down in the state, you'll get lucky and get registered as a trustee. And if you're a trustee, the life of a trustee in the state penitentiary is a whole lot better than the life of a person in general population.
Oh, sure. Double helpings and everything.
Actually, that happened once.
And you still carry the weight to this day. How
Yeah.
much did you eat, Ray?
Man, that was crazy.
So he gives you this advice.
So, and of course, I take it. I become a kitchen trustee, and I wash dishes. Like they don't have anybody. There's no other spots open, and the guy was a civilian by the name of Roy, and always wore his mustache a certain way.
Half mask.
No, half mask. Kind of a quasi Hitler Glenn or Glenda side thing. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
How annoying would that be if you saw a dude with a Hitler mustache just to one side?
Yes.
How
And when he
much
goes
would
like
you
this,
wanna-
he just waves at you. How you doing?
How much would you want to punch that
Yeah.
fucking thing off of his face? Okay, go ahead.
You missed the spot. Anyway, sir, there's a large caterpillar on your lip. Could you get rid of? He looks friendly. Anyway, could you get rid of him? I can't concentrate.
Hello, my name's Chester. Guess what my last name is?
Anyway,
Starts with an M.
Oh.
Go ahead.
so I become a kitchen trustee, and he said, no matter what happens, try to avoid conflicts, try to avoid fights. And if you're going to get into a fight, don't narc on anybody. Just tell them that you were provoked,
You keep it in the family.
and try to stay out of trouble. And
Well, let me ask you this real quick. You say you're a super bad kid. Were you were you a violent bad kid? Were you prone to fights?
no, I could hold my own because I had two brothers that reminded me I had to hold my own.
And I've seen old
And,
pictures of you. You were a scrappy young dude.
Growing up with those two knuckleheads, I found out the hard way just how tough I had to be because they both left. One went to the military.
Oh, I thought you were going to say marks on your body.
Oh, I have a few of those. But anyway, to make a long story longer,
Sure.
I moved into the kitchen trustee dorm, and there was this one dude just picking on everybody. And every week, the kitchen trustee guys, they'd have kind of I won't call it a cage fight, but they have kind of a boxing match where they put people that can't fight up against each other. It's almost like bum fight, but it's with a bunch of people that are
They put all the new fish
all the new fish in to fight for supremacy.
as a goof. That's
goof.
fucking amazing.
And
What assholes?
Anyway, whoever won, they had a pot, and whoever won the greater part of the pot. It was split amongst the winners, but the greater part of the pot was given to the winner, just so they could have money for commissary, anything they needed to get.
Sure.
And commissary was another way of saying free world products. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, depending on the jail that you're in, this goes for just about any jail that has commissary as a service. About once a week, Trey will come by with all kinds of shit from the outside world, and if you have money on your books, you came into jail with a little bit of money in your pocket, they put that money, they'll take it right the fuck out of your wallet. They'll ask you first, but they'll take that money and they'll put it on a book. And that's the money that you can spend on real world products that come by once a week. You can get a little bit of food, you can get some snacks. Back in the day, you could get tobacco, grooming products, things of this nature. So that's what commissary means.
So anyway, I'm trying to I'm trying to be good.
Turn your phone off.
Hold
I
on.
see it.
I know you see it, but it's not ringing.
It's not ringing.
It's not ringing, but you see it. Hold on. Can't see it now, can you? Can't see it now, bitch.
You fixed it. That's an old
Yes.
prison trick.
Yeah. Oh, phone flip. That's how we
You
get
just-
past the.
Yeah, in prison, you just flip things away from
Yeah.
prying eyes.
Oh, I want to sneak past that card. I'll flip the phone. You go past him. Hold on. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we have a. You'll quickly find out in life that when you get in certain situations, there's a cavalcade of interesting people that you meet in your travels. In jail, for me, there was this one dude. He's a tall, blonde bodybuilder dude. Had this big shaggy muff. We used to call him the Cowardly Lion. But I mean, he was a big dude that would fuck somebody up. But he always had that. Come over here, we're gonna play some spades.
That's a
Anyway-
that's a good cowardly
Anyway, anyway, they were really tired of this guy fucking with people, and they're like, hey, why don't you get in a fight with this guy? I'll put a bet on you. I was like, I don't fight. I'm not a boxer. I don't know how to box a fight like that. Well,
This was
you fought as
for
a
the
kid.
fish tournaments.
Yeah, this is for more fish Mortal Kombat.
Oh boy.
He was like, you fought, you've got siblings, don't you? You fought them. I was like, yeah, but those were just us being stupid, and I didn't have any intent to hurt him or do anything like that. And it's like, look, the pot's going to be about $75. You'll get about 30 to 40 of that. And I know that you'd like some type of commissary and I'll tell you what I will do for you. I'll give you a tattoo. Normally people charge me for tattoos. I do them all the time. I'll hook you up with a tattoo. I'm like, no, I just don't want to do this shit. So one morning I come in and the dude starts fucking with me. And this was before I was older with my let's talk about this sensibly, because I got the urge to kill and I don't want to kill you right now. That was before urge to kill rising and falling.
Right.
I'm tired. I work the morning shift. You get up, you make sure the food's on the trays, you run the trays down the line, you pack them, stack them, take them, running them everywhere, wait 10 minutes, go around, pick them up, go back, wash these sons of bitches, wash everything, put them up, get whatever you're going to eat for that morning, and then you go crash for the rest of the day.
Right. And the point is, when you got in, old man said don't fuck around, and now you got a motherfucker pressuring you to fuck around.
Right. So I'm like, look, if you want to do this, you can do this with somebody else. I'm tired, and I ain't going to fight you. And he said he started calling me a pussy and started waking up everybody in the dorm, calling me out, telling people that I don't want to fight. So I kindly get up and taking a page out of my mom's page book, I grab my plastic coffee cup and grab me some water. So I'm going to get me some coffee, and I take the water, put it in the microwave, because you have microwaves in there. You put them in the microwave for about 2 minutes, warm up my coffee, and I try to get it out. He pushes the door. I'm like, I don't want to fight you, man. You're a bigger man than me. I don't want to fight. I want to fight, okay? And he keeps on mocking me. I open the door. I pull my water out. I put my coffee in. Stir it around. Start to take a drink, and thinking it's too black. And I'm like, hey, think it's too black. Would you like some coffee? He's like, what? And I throw it in his face, and then begin to start fucking punching him in his motherfucking face. And
Whoa. Because up to the point where you just said this, I'm thinking you're really trying your hardest not to fuck around. What snapped in your brain that made you do that? Was it just too much?
this is going to sound overly dramatic, and you guys know me as overly dramatic.
No, please,
but
by all means,
I'm going to try and be
fascinating.
I'm going to try to be as less cryptic as possible.
Okay.
These people smile and laugh and play cards with you and this, that, and the other. I'm in here with rapists, drug dealers, and killers who will not give a damn if your body is put in the ground. It's just another day.
Yep.
It's just another day. And if you go to the penitentiary, they will quickly remind you how much you are a ward of the state. They will bury you in the back. They will not give you back to your family. Your family will have to come and pay for the body to come get it. If not, that will be the story of you.
Yep.
Fuck that. I want to live. I want to live. And if living means to prove to this one time to simply not fuck with me, I'll take some time in the hole to do that. So I beat him down. And
Unfortunately, that's a fair assessment. the way the system is set up.
Yeah, and
I can't blame you.
I I beat him down, and I beat him the fuck down. They pulled me off, and the guards grabbed me and shit like that.
Cowardly Lion is
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah. So anyway, the word on now here's the crazy part. Y'all think I'm full of shit. I know, because y'all don't know. You weren't there. But I went to go see my CO, which is the commanding officer for that shift at that time, and he asked me what happened, and I told him I got off a late shift. I was trying to get to bed. This guy was fucking with me. He kept on fucking with me.
He's been fucking with me.
He's been fucking with me for days. I begged him. I pleaded with him. I tried to tell him to get off me and leave me alone, but he wouldn't. I was drinking some coffee. He was fucking with me in my coffee, and when I turned to go punch him, the coffee got in his face. Unfortunately, I saw the opportunity, and when I had the opportunity, I put him down.
I protected myself.
I put him down. Because the bottom line is, I got this hot thing in my hand, and it's either him or me. He could have pushed it back in my face.
Not only that, but the overall thing is that was because if he wouldn't have stopped, you would have eventually backed into a fight anyhow.
Yeah, it was a matter of time.
Yeah.
It was a matter of time. And fortunately for me, he's been such a dick, which is another thing. Don't be a dick. Because the problem with being a dick is when you're trying to prove your story to somebody and people know you as a dick, they're not going to believe you. So basically,
that's hard coming in prison where everybody's there because their natural predisposition is dick.
Yeah. Anyway, he said we would normally we'd put you in the hole. But unfortunately, this guy's been in fights before, and there are witnesses that said that this has been going on for days. He's been messing with you.
Wow.
So you go ahead and go back to your cell.
Wow.
I was like, really?
Wow.
So
Nice.
I went back to my cell and behold the clocketing hero. Come and see me tonight, young blood. And he walks about his business. So I go to see him tonight, and the way the jail is set up, it's a bunk style setup. Each area has actually in this particular dorm, it's one long line of bunks, top bunk, bottom bunk, and he was gone, and he was running shit. He had the best seat in the house, which was the back bunk in the far area. When you put a cover out, it covers the entire room. It's dark all the time. You can sleep whenever you want. So anyway, later on that day, I know the space was missing, and the first thing old CL, as I like to call him, the Cowardly Lion, he's like, well, now that you did that, what are you gonna do now? I was like, well, the first thing I'm going to do is this. I grabbed my shit from my bunk all the way up at the front and went to the back bunk.
Yeah.
And, of course, I said, well, this is my place now, motherfuckers. They said, oh, look at Youngblood. Think he's hot shit. Well, that's the first time somebody's been beat up with a cup of coffee. Go get him, Youngblood. Go get him, son. Somebody in the back, was there cream or sugar in that coffee? Shut the fuck
There
up.
ain't nothing in that cup but pain,
Yeah.
motherfucker. You big man.
And when you look back on it, you're like, God, I'm an idiot.
That's
just-
okay. That's okay. It's still commendable that you made a stand.
I just Jake Steeded some dude with a cup of coffee.
And now you're big shit. I know.
I was,
Still, it's fine. It's fine.
So, anyway, I go see CL, and he's up in his top bunk. He's like, give me your arm. I'm like, okay. So I put my arm on the bunk, and I feel this stinging thing up against my arm. I'm like, what are you doing? Poking me? He's like, yeah, I'm just showing you something. So anyway, and while he's doing that, while he's poking my arm, he's reaching under his bed, and he gives me this voucher. It's basically like a $30 voucher for commissary. It's basically credit. It's my credit. All you got to do is when you go to commissary, you show them this, tell them what you want, and when they'll give you $30 worth of shit. You've earned it. Now, is there anything you want to? Do you want a tattoo? I'm like,
I'm not the tattoo
I'm not,
type.
I'm not the, yeah, I'm not, don't those things hurt? Is like I've been doing it for the last 5 minutes, and I look at my arm and there's
Oh,
this
shit.
Indian ink of this line.
Do you still?
And it didn't hurt.
Do you still got it? Let's see.
Right there.
Holy shit! Look at that.
I'll be damned. Yes, I still have it.
For those
later
of
on,
you, for those
I'll
of
have
you that
kid-
didn't see it on camera,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a, yeah,
I'll
it's,
have
it's
kid
there.
take. I'll
It's
have
fucking
kid take
there.
a picture of it.
in classic green prison ink.
Yeah, which was black at the time.
Right, right.
So he's like, "What do you want?" And I told him, I drew him this picture of this design. My brother made this Japanese vase for art class, and on the vase it had these 3 emblems on it. And one of the emblems I wanted him to make is it's a geometrical shape. So there's no curves or crazy lines. They're just all 90-degree angles. Some that any competent artist could do.
Right.
So he's like, I'll tell you what, we'll start half of it now. We'll do the other half in a couple of days. Let your arm heal. So I got, so from my travels, and if anybody asks, how do I know you've been to jail? I was like, I've got a jailhouse tattoo. Got to take something back with the story. Got to have something to go along with it.
Oh man.
So that's story number 2. And believe me, believe it or not, when I went down, I was down for about 6 months. And you think time goes so fast in 6 months.
6 months in the state,
Yes, 6 months in the state. And
but 2 years in county.
yeah, 2 years in county. The 2 years went faster than the 6 months.
I can believe that. I
You
can
know?
believe that. Yeah.
2 Thanksgivings, 2 Christmases, and it was June. It was June when they called me on the chain, and I managed to talk to the Word again, and he says, "You've been here for about 2 years. Your time's going to be coming pretty soon. So when they call you, they're gonna kill all the phones. They're gonna kill all the power. You're gonna hear a bunch of names. And after you hear them, they're gonna say you're on the chain. What happens is you got about 10 minutes to get your affairs in order, get your shit to get together, and get by the door." He reaches in his pocket, pulls out a pack of cigarettes, and he hands me 1 cigarette and a book of matches. He says, "When you do that, you smoke this, get your shit together, and wait by the door. Believe me, you're going to be nervous and frantic. It'll help you relax." So I took it, took it with me, put it under my pillow. Of course, it was all dried out by the time the call came. But I got the call, such and such, knucklehead, sausage nose. Oh, get your shit. You're on the chain. And you can hear people starting to celebrate. It's like, "Oh, you on your way, dog? It's time to go, time to go." People getting crazy and shit. So I stood up in my bunk, lit that cigarette, took a drag, coughed it out, took another drag. That wasn't so bad, was it? Took another drag, then a couple more.
So you're basically describing you smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. Then put it out with about a little bit more than half in it.
Right.
Gathered my shit together, gathered all my paperwork, and waited
out
by the
you
door.
go.
Waited by the door. About 10 minutes later, they opened the door, and you got on what was called the chain. And the chain is no more than simply a bus. And the bus takes you all the way to Midway, Texas, for 90 days. And that's another story.
Man, I thought we would be killing a little less time.
Hey.
No, this is great. No, this is fucking great. But for the sake of efficiency, because it sounds like this might be a continuing thing, we can do a jail story thing. We could probably milk this for another 3 or 4 episodes, the way it sounds. But because we're coming kind of close to the end of this episode, let me throw one of mine out real quick.
Come on
and then
with
we'll
it.
shut this fucker down. Okay, so if you add up all of my jail time, I would say between the ages of 18, when I had my very first encounter in jail, to last August, the last time I spent in the pokey. If you added all that up and took away all the spaces, I would have spent about, I calculated it before the show, I want to say about 7 months. I've spent about 7 months total in jail. So here's one of those stories from jail. I got busted for, it was for theft. It was for theft under $500 at the age of 18. I got busted at about 19 for this theft. It happened right around my birthday. Not a whole lot of time had passed for this theft. The theft story itself is a story for another day. It's interesting in its own right. But let's get to the jail part. I get busted for theft under $500. I'm 19. I get put into city jail just for a few days. I go to court. I get, my offense. They say, well, you're going to have to spend 3 weeks in county for your offense. So I get transferred to county. In county, I had never done any time before. This is like my first real offense. So I get put on the trustee. I'm unassuming. I'm slight of frame. I'm 19 years old. I'm just a little white skinny fuck. And they said, okay, you got trustee. So I didn't get a choice. They didn't say, well, would you like the kitchen? Would you like this? Would you like that? I said, yes, I'd like to be trustee. They said, great, you're in the laundry. And for it was about like 2.5 weeks, like 2-3 weeks. What had happened is I'd wake up every day at like 6 a.m. and they say, French, get on the bus. And I'd go down and they would transport me and maybe 20 other trustees to a laundry facility. We would take a field trip, basically, and go to a huge industrial laundry facility out on the outskirts of Dallas is where it was. From Fort Worth all the way to Dallas. It was a long trip. And the thing was, you spent, a good 8 to 9 hours just doing laundry in this huge fucking factory where it's just machines and machines and machines of hot, humid misery. And all you were doing was you were washing county clothes. All the jumpsuits, all the orange jumpsuits, that's what you did. You washed the things and you dried them and then you folded them and you did that for 8 to 9 hours at a time. Well, somewhere in the halfway point of that day, you'd have lunch, and you get about 30 minutes for lunch. It's jail. It's not easy. You got 30 minutes and everybody got the same lunch. They got a little brown paper sack, and it had a sandwich, and it had an apple, and it had a milk, and it had 2 cookies. Okay? And what I would do, and what you were not supposed to do, is save anything from your lunch and try to bring it back to the jailhouse, at the end of the shift, because that's contraband. And believe you me, before you get on the bus and after you get on the bus, you are checked for contraband. So my dumbass, I'm 19, I'm full of piss and vinegar. I got the world by the balls, even though I'm held by the state. I decide that I'm going to put my cookies in my front little pocket. You got one little pocket. No hand pockets, just a front little chest pocket. And I would put my 2 little vanilla fucking cookies, cheap Hydrox fucking vanilla Oreo type things, put them in my front pocket. And shift ended, and I got on the bus, and I get back to the jailhouse, and of course we do contraband check. So you go into the side of the jail in a weird little kind of gulag kind of room. And all they do is they strip you down, they pat you down, and then they do a very embarrassing thing, is you're buck naked, they have you bend over, spread your cheeks, because, hey, you could be carrying something. It's a contraband check.
And cough.
Oh, yes, and cough. Yeah, and make you get those muscles moving and spit out anything you might have been hiding up your ass. Well, I did all that. Actually, they don't strip you buck naked. They have you do the bend over thing. They slit the back of your thing down. It kind of opens from the back, and just so they can see your ass. I was confusing that with something else. The only time they strip you down naked is when you first go into jail. They strip you down naked and they spray you down. Yeah, with the anti-lice stuff, and so you can go into gin pop. I confuse my stories. But when they do contraband check, you keep your suit on, but you got to open the back. So you can bend over and show them your asshole. So here's what here's what happened. They said, okay, French, bend over, spread them. And when I bent over, the cookies fell out of my front pocket onto the ground. And everybody that's on your team, like the 20 guys that were on my line, are behind you. They're waiting in line, and everybody can see the entire process. And so the cookies fell out of my front pocket while I got my ass spread. And then all of a sudden you hear from the back, French, you got some cookies fell out your ass. And from that day on until I got done with my service, I was called Cookie Monster. From that day forward, because I was the guy that had fucking cookies falling out my ass. And they didn't write me up for it. They gave me a fair warning because I was a trustee. Again, I look slight of frame. I look like an innocent nothing. I didn't get written up for it, but they said, we will not catch you doing that shit again, Cookie Monster. And so hey, if you ever see me on the street, feel free, call me Cookie Monster. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I'll say hi. But yeah, that's one of my jail stories. To kind of wrap this up as we're getting to the finishing line here, let's just go ahead and do it. Orion, why don't you see this show out?
Yes. The Approximate Podcast was brought to you by the letter C for cookie.
Make it quick. We got 2 minutes.
We got 2 minutes? Well, then I shall take
Quick.
time.
Do it.
Don't.
Cameras are going to shut off.
Bitch, don't rush me, bitch.
Right.
The Approximate Podcast is a Dead Girl production. You can follow us on Twitter at ApproxPod.
Yeah.
You can get our podcast on iTunes through the podcast app on your phone. And please leave reviews if you can, all right?
Very important for us to get on your phone, make us a part of your podcast listening experience, and leave reviews on the iTunes app. Please do that.
Yes. Visit the mothership, approximatepodcast.com, for a complete list of episodes, merchandise, and all of our social media links.
Okay, I think that's it. We have a burner line. It's 817-673-3704. Give us a call, leave a text message, or leave us a voicemail, and we will address you on future episodes. I think that's it. You want to say a proper jailhouse goodbye?
Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
Later.